Hey up and welcome to Yellowbelly Presents with me, Joel Law. Today we're joined by two absolute stars of the West End, Carrie Hope Fletcher and Joel Montague. If you've ever been swept up in Heathers, Les Miserables or Cinderella, you already know Carrie's work. And if you've loved Hamilton or Waitress, Joel will be a familiar face too. Is this the first time that you guys have worked together in a production on Elf?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting with me and Carrie working together because I had a fear that, like, sometimes you think, oh, they're going to be amazing together, and I had a fear and I was like, oh God, what if she thinks I'm absolutely awful?
Carrie and Joel are currently starring together in Elf the Musical at the Old Witch Theatre, which makes this our special Christmas episode. We're leaning into the festive spirit and having a bit of fun with two performers who know exactly how to bring joy to a stage. Home Alone or Love Actually?
Home Alone.
Ooh.
Great film, Love Actually, about Home Alone.
I'm Love Actually.
I think I might say Love Actually as well.
Home Alone, gotta be.
We're genuinely really excited to welcome to the pod Carrie Hope Fletcher and Joel Montague.
That's like the best intro ever.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel really special. Why am I here?
So this is usually the part where I'd like to spend the next 5 minutes asking a painstakingly constructed, slightly self-indulgent sort of question that goes on forever. But seeing as it's Christmas, and after all, what's Christmas without a little party game? I thought we could kick off with a game of Christmas this or that.
Amazing.
All right, cool,
love it, love it, love it.
Lads, do we have a jingle? Does it need a jingle? Can have a jingle? We'll put it on this or that, Christmas this or that, this or that.
Yeah, nice.
Christmas this or that, this or that. We're a little shop of horrors sewers.
That was very good off the cuff, you know. I want to come up with that.
Little shop of lawyers. So we're gonna
I like
we're gonna get a visit from them. So here we go. Some hard-hitting questions for you. Christmas pudding or mince pies?
Mince
Christmas
pies.
pudding.
Oh no.
Mince pies, yeah.
I'm a Christmas pudding girl.
Yeah.
Giving or receiving presents?
Yeah, right. Christmas presents.
Christmas presents. Who wrote that?
Giving, I
Giving.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, giving, yeah.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wrote this question?
Yeah, because I guess if, like, obviously it's exciting to receive a present, isn't it? But, like, I don't know, I think you've been excited about finding the thing for the person, and therefore you're then excited to go, oh my God, look at what I've got
Yeah,
here.
especially if you find something months in advance and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God,
And
this
if
is
you've
gonna be
really
the
thought
thing.
about it and
Yeah.
you know them and love them and you're like,
And then the pure look of disappointment when they open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
have you got the receipt?
Or you
Yeah,
do this thing,
yeah,
I'll go,
yeah.
I'll open it later. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
Home Alone or Love Actually?
Home Alone.
Ooh.
Great film, Love Actually, about Home Alone.
I'm Love Actually.
I think I might say Love Actually as well.
Home
Yeah,
Alone,
yeah.
gotta be. Can't beat it. Classic.
It's hard. It's tough, isn't it?
As a standalone film, Home Alone will always be a classic.
Yeah,
Love Actually
yeah,
is very
yeah.
much a Christmas classic, but Home Alone is
I think I prefer Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Lost in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, good shout.
Belter.
Good shout.
Starring Donald
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Piers Morgan. Yeah, he is. Donald Trump is in that film.
Yeah,
He is,
Donald
yeah.
Trump's in it. Yeah.
And Tim Curry, the
Tim
wonderful
Curry.
Tim Curry.
I'd say the pigeon maybe because she looks a little bit.
She does look like Piers Morgan.
Oh, yes, she
absolutely
does.
looks like Piers Morgan.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
thought Piers Morgan, if you're watching, we see your CV. Congratulations.
Piers, if you're watching,
Yeah.
you were marvellous.
You were
as the
fucking
pigeon.
phenomenal in that
Home
film.
Alone 2.
Yeah, she is. She won an Oscar. She's the only Oscar winner in Home Alone.
She won
Oh
from,
no, Joe Pesci. Her and Joe Pesci.
She won
Yeah,
from
I
My
mean,
Left
Joe
Foot, right?
Pesci's just...
I think she did.
Oh, she's
Left
off.
Foot, yeah.
Yeah,
Bored.
good knowledge.
Thank you very much.
Joe Pesci, what a legend.
Real tree or fake tree?
Fake tree.
Oh,
I would prefer a real tree, but I
Yeah.
think for logical purposes, fake tree.
They're too messy.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was
But real tree because of the smell and
Yeah.
it's Christmassy.
and,
Absolutely.
until Ross wrote these questions. I didn't know this was a controversial topic. I'm real tree. I just thought everyone was real tree.
I grew up with real trees.
Yeah, yeah.
But the mess that they make is
Yeah, but I
just
think-
not worth the hassle.
I would think
It's
that
only
the
once a year, though, isn't it?
I would think the majority of people just go real tree because it's a real tree.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think logically in your house, probably a fake tree because it's a lot easier to put up and down. So
Isn't it more eco-friendly to have a fake tree? Isn't that a
It
thing now
probably
as
yeah,
well?
it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it lasts you forever, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
stick it in your loft or whatever.
Mm.
Christmas Eve out or Christmas Eve in at home?
In.
Yeah.
I don't like going anywhere and I don't really like people, so I always stay in.
Especially in that hat.
Especially in this hat. Yeah.
I think people would love you in that hat, to be honest.
Thanks. I might take it with
Christmas
me.
Eve out if it's a meal, not if it's like night out.
Yeah.
Not that. But I'd have a meal out on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I had a couple of Christmas Eve like nights out at the local village pub, my dad's village.
Right.
I just woke up absolutely
Yeah,
wretched
steaming,
on Christmas
yeah.
morning, just like, oh my god,
Yeah, I
this
don't
is
know if I could do
awful.
that.
And I also think that's why it's evil when they do shows on Boxing Day.
Yeah,
Because if you've had a heavy Christmas, Boxing
Yeah.
Day is the day where everyone just wants to sit down and do
Nothing.
nothing. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
have you got shows on Boxing Day?
Yeah, of course we have.
Two.
Have you double?
So I'm
Yeah.
thrilled about it. Dan.
Sweating the sherry out.
So it's a double on Boxing Day.
So rough.
Woohoo! Hot chocolate or mulled wine?
Mulled wine. Hot chocolate's quite general, I think. Not just Christmassy,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it? You
that's
can have
true.
all
it.
year round.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Mulled
true.
wine's
Yeah.
very specific to Christmas.
Maybe like eggnog or mulled wine might be more of a
I don't
Christmassy
think I've
thing,
ever
wouldn't
had
it?
eggnog.
I don't know what it is. Advocar?
I don't know.
Advocar's like an egg-based spirit. Like
Who came
picked
up with that?
Yeah, who picked up an egg and went, you know what this needs? Booze.
Or
Oh,
who
you
picked up,
can't, yeah.
who picked up a drink and when I know what this needs?
No. You can't beat mulled wine, though. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
you
love
can.
mulled
Especially
wine.
at a Christmas market.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
It's killer, innit?
I've had to pack drinking in, and I don't really miss it. But when I smell mulled wine, I'm like,
Yeah, for real.
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
Matching pajamas or dressing up.
Oh, matching pajama. I'm a pajama person.
you. Yeah,
Pajama
you
girl.
love your
I have
pajamas.
daytime pajamas, nighttime pajamas, and now I've added dressing room pajamas.
What?
I have a pair of pajamas in my dressing room that I put on in between shows.
That's really sweet.
Oh God, it's
Yeah,
sad,
yeah.
isn't it?
Any PJs, or do you have like
Oh, I have nice ones. I have
Yeah,
very
like
nice
John
ones.
Lewis?
No, Chelsea,
No,
Chelsea
Chelsea
Piers.
Piers.
Oh yeah.
It's right bougie.
Nice silk ones, yeah.
Nice. The boys actually for my 30th bought me a Soho House dressing gown. And
I
it's
thought you were going to say membership. I was like, that's a great
wow.
gift. I'm not having that.
No, not the membership, just
So
the
that's
dressing
the
gown.
dressing gown. That's nice, that.
I genuinely
Lovely.
think the dressing gown's better
Yeah,
than the
that's winner,
Soho.
that.
Lovely,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's soft as anything.
Yeah.
I'm never out of it. Absolutely love
When
it.
you say dressing up, do you mean like fancy dress or do you mean dressing up
It's
like for
dressing
Christmas
up
Day?
like
Day.
for Christmas, like
Oh, I'd probably go pajamas. I probably couldn't be bothered
PJs.
dressing up. If,
yeah. I'm going PJs
Yeah.
brackets.
Yeah.
So that's dressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Grinch or Elf?
Elf. I've got to say Elf.
Elf,
Although I
do
I
love
mean,
the
you
Grinch.
are also talking about Will Ferrell and Jim Carrey, and that is
Yeah, that's a good
impossible
point.
that is an
decision.
impossible decision.
Yeah, yeah.
I would probably side with Jim Carrey just because my heart is always the 90s. So
yeah.
the Ace Ventura, The Mask, that was.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even as an actor, my three heroes of comedy are Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, and Jim Carrey.
Yes.
I just
Such
think
good
they're
shout.
absolutely,
Geniuses, yeah.
they're just beyond, comedy geniuses of that
And
time.
also in a world that's kind of like pivoted towards naturalism and like playing it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And things just get more and more like the influence of like method acting and stuff,
Yeah.
which is brilliant and
Yeah.
has its place. But I feel like there's less of these like
Wacky, yeah.
Jim
Yeah,
Carrey,
and they were
like-
never respected in Hollywood as much as they should have been, in my opinion. They were never, for me, you think of all the amazing nominated actors of Oscars, and you're like, I know Robin Williams won an Oscar, but I don't think Eddie Murphy or Jim Carrey have ever won
No.
an Oscar, and it's unreal for
is
how
mad, that, isn't it?
culturally,
Yeah.
they took over comedy for
Yeah.
such a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think they should be honoured.
Mm.
Both of them should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Robin's already got one, as if I know him. But like, he's,
Yeah, Robbie.
Goodwill Hunting. I think he won for Goodwill Hunting. I
He
think.
won for
Yeah.
Goodwill Hunting. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, between the Grinch and the Elf, both are iconic. But I would go Elf in the terms of Christmas. I think.
Mm.
Would you go Grinch though? Maybe.
I think I might go.
Yeah,
Grinch.
you're more of a
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I love Dr.
Yeah.
Seuss.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think what would I go? I think I'd go Elf.
Yeah.
going off.
I think I can't play Buddy the Elf and not.
Yeah.
I need to play the Grinch, and then you need to ask me the question.
Yeah,
that
that's
can-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey or Michael Bublé?
Mariah
Mariah
Carey.
Carey, yeah.
Straight off the
That
bat.
was really easy.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé's album at Christmas, iconic. But Mariah, All I Want for Christmas, It's brilliant. Yeah.
And I
You
don't
sing it.
want
Go
a
on.
lot for Christmas.
Yeah.
Is that Mariah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got confused then for a minute. It's not anyone. That's awful. Now a little Disney round. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mickey or Minnie?
Mickey.
Oh, Mickey.
Orlando or Paris?
Orlando.
I was watching a video the other day. My algorithm knows me too well. It says the best one is Tokyo
Disney
Sea.
Sea.
Disney Sea.
Not been. Always wanted to go.
Looks
Yeah.
unbelievable. doesn't it?
Mad.
However, what I will say, as a castle, I prefer the Paris castle.
Paris Castle,
It's the
Orlando, everything
It's the
else.
prettiest. Yeah, it is the
Yeah.
prettiest. Sad
Lion
Disney fan.
King or Hercules?
Hercules.
Frozen or Moana?
Oh
no.
We've watched so much of both recently because they are both our daughter's favourite.
Bless you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
say Frozen.
I'm gonna go Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Wish Upon a Star or Colours of the Wind?
Wish Upon a Star. Classic.
Oh.
Gotta be Colours of the Wind, and That's an absolute banger.
Just when you wish upon a
Yeah,
It's
I
just,
think I
it's
might
just
say When You
iconic,
Wish Upon
isn't
a
it?
Star as
Yeah,
well,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm in a minority.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I'll handle it. Disney or Pixar?
Disney.
I'm Pixar.
Pixar.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
think
Pixar.
though it depends when you were born.
1990.
Yeah, I do think it depends when you were born because I was 80, so then a lot of my because
Yeah, that's
Pixar came
fair.
along right 94, 95, I think, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I think
95,
if
I
you
think, yeah.
are mid 90s onwards, I could understand how you're more of a Pixar kid than a
Yeah.
Disney kid.
Because I think when Toy Story came out,
Yeah.
I was like 9
Yeah.
or 8
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
But I'm always going to be classic Disney, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. And Woody or Buzz?
Woody, you know.
Woody, yeah.
Woody.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah.
And finally, for our Disney round, Cinderella or Snow White?
Snow White.
Easy.
Sorry,
I
did I say that too
wonder
fast?
why.
Definitely Snow White for you because you love the
Yeah,
Seven Dwarfs.
yeah,
Joel
Seven
has
Dwarfs.
a full-on obsession with the Seven Dwarfs,
you?
mainly Dopey.
Yeah, so I don't think Ross knows about this.
Are you wearing the socks today?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh.
I'm not. I played Dopey, obviously. There I see.
Did you?
Yeah, so that's where my obsession became, and then just
I
also
feel
think
like
it's
I
because
played
it's
Dopey as well, you know. That's
It's
ringing
just-
a bell.
Also,
I've got Dopey written all over me,
also,
I'm telling you.
he's iconic. A character that is so impactful yet doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
That's skill,
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah.
That's skill.
So I've really been struggling with this segue because we've gone from like quite a silly game into like the serious bit.
Speaking
So
of Seven Dwarfs,
if this is a really clunky segue, then I can only apologise. I've got the giggles now. So a massive talking point at the moment is
I feel like if we're going into serious conversation,
going
I need
serious.
to
Oh,
try and
yeah,
move
it's
the
serious
hat.
serious. Shall I keep? I've got to. I'll take hat off as well. I'll de-hat. A massive conversation at the moment in the industry, which you guys will be able to speak about from lots of experience, is what it's like being a parent in the industry.
yeah,
What's that experience of being a performer and a parent been like for you?
We're very, very new to it because Mabel is only 21 months. She's going to be 2 in March. So, yeah, she's still very
Happy
little.
birthday
and
for March, Mabel.
Thanks. So, yeah, we're still very, very new to the world of sort of parenting in the world of theatre.
Yeah.
And there are things that production teams are sort of doing and, they want to be as accommodating as possible.
Yeah.
But I feel like we are still stuck in the way that things used to be, especially like you'd think after COVID, things would have changed a lot as well,
Yeah.
because everyone's mentality shift much more towards like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm spending all this time worrying about working when, something like this could happen and suddenly it's all taken away in a second. And what you're left with is your family and your relationships and your friendships. And that's actually what's important.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think everyone thought that a lot of the show must go on attitude, like regardless of anything, the show must go on
Yeah.
and you've got to drop everything left, right and centre in order to make it happen, including your children and including your partners and including all your families. Everyone, I think, thought that was going to have a massive shift. And I don't think it shifted quite enough. What do you think?
Oh,
Sorry.
No, I was actually really listening to you. I think it's getting there for
Yeah.
sure. I think the advantage is, I know I've definitely heard of a lot of women job sharing now, which I think is
amazing.
brilliant.
Incredible.
And I think some of the big producers out there have really started to listen. Obviously, there's a way to go in a lot of areas for performance, especially in theatre. But I do think it's getting better. Sometimes I sort of struggle with is when they say that one of you has to work and one of you doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little bit like, well, if you've spent so much time and hard work on your career, to then sort of give it up, not that it's a bad thing, but to then sort of feel like you have to give it up and someone is able to carry on and you're not, I just don't think that's a thing that should happen. I think we can still find a way to both work as parents, and we have done. And, you know, and Mabel can still have a really happy childhood, and, you know, we're going to try and do the best we can to promote that, whether it be on social media or through our industry and whatever, because I think it's really important to let people know that you can still do it. And
I think the hardest thing we found is during rehearsals, because everyone's always functioned on, it's fine just finding out what you're doing the night before.
Yeah.
And when you've got a child and you've got to book in childcare and, you know, someone's got to be there, obviously, to look after your baby, how on earth can you do that without with less than 24 hours notice?
Yeah.
Like, it's completely impossible.
And no other industry.
I'm also not about that
like
life. Like, for me, I think for anyone, regardless of whether you're a parent, I think, especially what annoys is when they've done the show before.
Yeah.
When you've done the show before, you know the format of the show. You've probably done it 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's going to happen. And the only thing that can ever affect that is illness.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you're going to run the same schedule that you've run for the last 3 or 4 years. And 9 times out of 10, when you go to the big running shows, they know they could probably give you like a 2-3 week schedule ahead, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I think when you have parents, and if you want people of a certain age if you want them in the show, you have to look at a commentator. You know, you wouldn't turn around as a parent, would you, and be like, I want 3 days off. Like, we understand what's required.
Yeah.
But you just need to give us a bit of a heads up, you know, for organisation.
And in most walks of life now in 2025, I think most households do have 2 parents that both work full time.
Can't afford
and
it.
every other industry and household copes with that fine, and has done for absolutely donkey's years.
Yeah.
So you're right, it should be any different
Yeah.
with the performance industry. Everyone else
Absolutely.
is doing it. So whoever's in charge of that stuff. Is this the first time that you guys have worked together in a production on Elf?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and I thought it must be so lovely working with someone that you love and know really well and respect, and when you love and know someone that well, and you've known someone for ages and ages and ages on a deep level, you kind of get that second hand, you know what each other's thinking and feeling. I just wondered how that kind of common language, that love, has fed into the show, into your characters and rehearsals.
Well, we kept being told off.
Like little kids.
Yeah, we did.
We kept being told off because we didn't realise how much that sort of familiarity was feeding into how we were behaving on stage, or how we were behaving like when we were in scenes in the rehearsal room.
So like when I mounted you during the scenes, they were like, can you not do that?
Can you not straddle her, please?
You know.
Yeah, I know. But it was like things as simple as like there was a bit where you'd like bump me with your shoulder, and they were like, that's too familiar.
Which I still have an issue with because I disagree
maybe.
with their decision.
But they were like, if you were going on a first date with someone, you wouldn't be that sort of tactile. Like maybe you wouldn't be that tactile with them.
Yeah.
But it was like simple things like that we were just sort of taking for granted that.
Yeah.
Like our proximity to each other. If you were on a first date, maybe you wouldn't even stand that close to someone, or.
But
you know
I
what
had
mean?
my bugbear with that. And the reason I had my bugbear with that was because it was who I was playing. So I was Buddy.
Yes.
Buddy doesn't have any
social awareness
at all.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what I found was hilarious, because a lot of the sentences that he says is, would you like a hug? So then why wouldn't he bump someone on a date? Like it, to me, they were like, oh, you look too familiar. I'm like, you're just saying it because you know we're married. I was like, actually, in the sense of the scene, I'd understand if I was like trying to kiss her, but it wasn't that. So I do think it depends. I mean, it's interesting with me and Carrie working together because I had a fear that like sometimes you think, oh, they're going to be amazing together, and I had a feeling, I was like, oh God, what if she thinks I'm absolutely awful? Like,
I mean,
you
it
do.
was impossible that I was going to think that, because the first time I ever met you, I was watching him on stage. And the reason I met you is because I said to my friend who was in the cast with you, oh my God, that guy was incredible. I really want to meet him.
Oh, bless you.
So that was never going to happen.
really
And then you were like, you woke up from your dream. Yeah, I think I was always quite aware that, like, I knew that we'd have a connection.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a given. But sometimes a personal connection is very different to a stage connection.
Yeah.
You know, they are two very different things. And it's been brilliant to, like, see how Carrie works. And for me, I'd like to do a production where me and Carrie are a bit more equal on stage, in the sense of we are
Joel
really-
fully carries the
Yeah,
show, and
it's-
I sort of dip in and out.
You're drinking your tea backstage.
Literally
and
drinking
you're
my
lovely
tea.
DJs.
show, and I, you know.
Yeah.
So I think if we, you know, looking forward when we do some projects together, it'll be more of a two-hander experience, I think.
And I think you've semi-answered this question, but I'll ask it anyway. Has it been like pranky and jokey, like in the wings? You give me a look like, if only you knew
I'm
that
the
happened.
Because
worst.
Joel is a menace.
I'm
That's
the
why he's an
worst.
Are you?
absolute
Are you
I'm the
proper?
worst. You can
menace.
ask Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the worst. Like,
But I also think
What-
it depends on the sort of role that you're playing. Because I
Yeah.
think if you are,
Yeah.
if you're on stage from start to finish, you kind of have to have little bits and pieces that get you through, and you've got to find those moments of joy and silliness. But for me, because I'm on stage for such a short amount of time, if I mess up even one line, I'm like, oh, it's 25% of my show ruined. You know what I mean? Like, so I like take things quite seriously when I'm on stage, because if I mess up even the tiniest portion of my
whereas I'm
my
purposefully
role,
going, let's mess you up.
you've been pretty good with me though.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
quite
you,
well behaved with you.
like
Compared to
he's-
some of the others.
Aled Jones.
I absolutely.
Oh my
have
God,
it. Oh,
he-
I have them on the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it.
What do you do? What do you
Oh,
do?
loads
to
of things. I can't really say, I don't think, 'cause otherwise
Okay,
they'll
that's
come
fair.
for me.
Yeah,
I could
that's
say
fair.
after I finish the job, probably.
There's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
moments
Well-
where like Buddy is sort of terrorizing Walter, which is the part that Aled's playing.
Like,
and
I'll just
so,
get in his face a bit more, and
Yeah.
you know, I'll just do things.
and there's
like,
a bit where he has to throw like shredded paper in his face, and so every night the mountain
yeah.
of paper
So
will
I'll
just get
lob it
more
right
and
in
more
his
and
face,
more.
like, just, you know what I mean? Just things that
Yeah.
you know. Just, I'm basically a schoolboy
Yeah,
essentially
you
on
are.
stage.
You
Are
absolutely
are you a corpser as well, or are you one of those bastards who can like keep it together and make everyone else laugh?
It depends. It depends who it is, and it depends what it is.
Yeah,
For
that's
me,
true.
it's the simple things. If someone tries to make me laugh, I don't really laugh. If someone trips over something and falls flat on their face, I'm sort of gone. Like, I can't really do much about that. Because that's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
literally just embarrassed yourself in front of 1,200 people and me. So, yeah. But, yeah, for me, I always like, simple things get me.
Yeah.
Simple things really get me, yeah.
I think, as mandated by my little schedule, I think it's cracker time. Who fancied a cracker?
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it.
Me?
Let's do it.
We get
Oh
more
my
hats as well. We'll get
goodness, this is
paper
so
hats. There you go. There's a
exciting.
Santa one. Pass them
Oh my god!
along.
Oh my god! Oh my
Pass 'em along.
god!
So some people are like,
Yeah,
like
let's
that,
do
or
that.
are we? Hang on.
Right, if we do
Right,
that,
there we go, there we
yeah,
go,
yeah.
there we go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we
Oh,
were
one
the
each.
one. Look at that.
Beautiful.
That's really good.
We nailed that.
Genuinely.
That's good, that.
At the Christmas table, just like.
Oh.
it's
Now these
always-
hats really don't fit on my head due to my hair.
Okay.
I'll give it a go.
Well, I don't know. Did I say this on camera? I can't remember if I did. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. I've got a deceptively large head, so usually these.
Oh, wow. Oh, these are...
I'm gonna put it on the last
What are these?
one.
Oh, you have to,
You got to
like,
construct
fold them
them?
in.
Yeah, a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit.
Okay. Okay.
Fuck off! Who got these?
DIY hat.
Tell you what, this might be good for me actually. I think there's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to
Size
get your
settings.
head through it.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's touch and go.
Is that on the furthest one?
Yeah.
Mine's
that looks
mine's
lovely on
having
you,
a
Carrie.
whale of a time.
I've got no concept of what I've looked like in either of these hats.
Oh,
Right. This is the biggest setting,
Right, like-
and I've got short hair, and it's just going on.
yeah, I think mine's...
Yeah, fuck it, covering most of it. Have you got it, Joel?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want the Christmas joke?
Yeah, go on, give us your
Go on.
joke.
What do monkeys sing at Christmas?
Swingle bells.
Oh, very
Go
good.
close, set right tune. Right song, but it's actually Jungle Bells.
Bells.
You were close though.
Swingle Bells
That was
is good,
really
though. I like
close.
that.
Right, isn't it?
I like
Go on,
that.
go on, Carrie.
Who delivers presents to cats at Christmas?
Santa Claus.
Oh,
You're so
Claus.
so close. Santa Paws.
Oh.
Yeah, very good.
Let's have a
Very
look.
good.
Where does Santa empty his sack?
That's not a
That's
joke.
inappropriate
That's
for a
completely
podcast,
inappropriate. If I said Mrs. Claus, that'd
So
be wrong.
I was
wouldn't it?
debating whether or not to do it, but my favourite thing to do is to make up a really dirty joke and pretend I just
You
pulled it
didn't
out.
have to.
Mrs.
Where
Claus.
does oh God, bloody hell, that's mucky, isn't it? Where does Santa empty his sack? All over his ho-ho-hos.
Oh, God.
That's so bad, isn't it? I did that last Christmas and everyone was like, was that in your cracker? Oh,
yeah.
God, they get worse. They get worse every year, don't they, Nanan?
God.
Terrible, that.
Wow.
It says, why? I've got the giggles now. Me and you would be a nightmare on stage
Awful.
Yeah,
together.
awful.
Yeah. Awful.
Why is Santa so good at karate?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he has a black belt.
Oh, that's quite good.
I preferred my ho-ho-hos one, I'm not going to lie.
That's a poor joke.
Who's Santa's favourite actor?
I don't know.
Willem Dafoe, ho ho.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
That's very
You're a
good.
weak.
That.
brilliant.
That's very
Fish.
good. Sure, try the fish.
I love that.
I don't know where I got the from. Oh,
This
no,
is a
it's
good
because-
one.
Yeah,
Go
go
on.
on.
Would you rather be one of Santa's elves or one of Santa's reindeer?
Elves.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd rather be a reindeer, I think.
I'm crafty. I like
Name
making
his
things.
elf. Name one of the elves.
Bernard.
That's literally from a film. One of the 9 reindeer. You probably surely want to be one of the 9, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be like, I don't know, you'd be like a really good, well-pampered football team. One of
Yeah.
those. You'd be like
you would,
Real
wouldn't
Madrid
you?
of reindeers,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Be like, whoa, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, exactly.
In the
You'd be the
harness.
only reindeers though. As
Yeah,
well. You'd be
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I'm
okay.
Prancer, I'm Vixen. I'm what,
Yeah.
mate?
Is it?
We've got a little Mr. and Mrs. round. We've
Let's do it.
even
Oh my goodness.
You put little Christmas trees on them as well.
we've got
Aw.
little Christmassy
This is so cute.
Carrie
I
and
love
Joel
that.
paddles.
I
There you
love
go.
that.
Oh my God. I
Right,
love this.
we got 3 out of 5 last time we did one of these. So
Yeah.
hopefully we just get this try,
We'll-
try and get this
Yeah.
right.
We'll try not to cause any.
It's all right.
Yeah. Any
Oh, it's all
domestics.
good.
Who is most likely to forget their lines?
Ooh.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Compared to you, you're
Well, especially in this show, you got more of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Carrie's like a swat.
I'm a goody two shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a goody two shoes.
I'll color code my script. I'll have like little sticky notes into like which scene and which act.
I'm so jealous. I'd
Yeah.
love to be like that. I really try,
Mm.
but sometimes my brain's.
I'd be in the middle of a scene, go, shout me the line.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot it. I don't know what I'm saying. Shout me the line. Yeah.
Who's most likely to change a nappy at 3 a.m?
In fairness, I'd say either of us. In
Either.
fairness,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even.
I don't think there's any preference there.
Yeah.
We're both quite hands-on with Mabel.
Yeah, and we split things quite evenly. We were actually
Yeah.
talking about that
Yeah.
on the way here.
Yeah,
We've
that's
never.
good.
There's never been once where
Mm.
I don't think I've ever felt like either of us have been like,
No.
"Oh, we won't do that."
Yeah, yeah.
We're actually sort of like, oh no, I'll do it this morning because you did yesterday. And
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, we are. We're quite good
Yeah.
actually. Don't know why I was so surprised by that.
I know. Well,
Why
I
are we
think it's
quite
because
good?
you're sort of told, like when you're leading into parenthood, a lot of people say it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, really.
Yeah.
This might have a similar answer actually, but I'll ask it anyway. Who is the most likely to cook the Christmas dinner?
Oh,
Would you say
I would
me?
have said you. Yeah.
Would you?
Mm.
I wouldn't have said me.
No.
It's only because I've never really done roast before. You know?
No, I
It's one of the
haven't
only
either.
thing I've ever done.
That's why I said you.
I've never really done a roast. Yeah. But we go to Tom and G's. Don't
yeah,
we?
that's
So-
the thing. We've been spoiled.
Yeah,
My
and
sister-in-law
she-
cooks the most
she-
incredible
oh,
Christmas
kills it.
dinner.
She proper
yeah.
good cook.
God,
Oh,
her
it's
roast
unbelievable.
potatoes are like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just have a bowl of them.
And
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
Doing anything
so
else.
like well practiced at it now as
Yeah.
well that everything is timed to perfection.
My mum's like that.
She also doesn't stress about anything.
Yeah.
She's
Like-
prepped everything. Yeah, she's an
Yeah.
absolute
She does
don in the
everything like
kitchen.
a month
G.
in advance as well.
Yeah.
She's
She's on
incredible.
it.
So
she
good.
is
Genuinely incredible. Yeah,
on
I
it. I
know.
tell you, shout out
So
to
we've
G.
been a little bit spoiled.
Shout out,
Shout
G.
out to
Yeah.
G.
I think if you're having a roast outside your own house, like a nice pub roast or something, you can never get a good roast potato.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, isn't it?
She smashes it out of the park. Yeah,
They're insane.
unreal.
My mum's exactly the same. She's got like the turkey in its own fucking bath.
Yeah.
The 3
Really?
days before.
Wow.
Like Nigella's turkey bath. What that sounds. So
Was it in the microwave?
yeah.
The microwave.
In the
The
microwave.
microwave, yeah.
Microwave. Who sings the most?
Do you know what? I'd say you.
I think me as well.
I'd
yeah.
say Carrie
Yeah,
sings
yeah.
the most. Yeah, yeah.
We-
I complain the most. Carrie sings the
Yeah,
most.
that's
yeah.
true.
I
I love a good moan. I'm northern.
Yeah, me too.
Love
mate.
a good
I
moan.
love a moan.
God, and when people go, God, you moan, I'm like, get over it.
Yeah.
Leave then.
The thing is, we're
He
happy.
moans about people telling him off for moaning.
Yeah, I'm like, leave
We're
me
happy
alone.
on the inside, though, aren't we? We're
Yeah,
like,
thrilled.
Yeah.
Absolutely thrilled to be. My heart's beating. But if I want to moan, let me moan. Leave me alone.
Who dances the most?
Oh, yeah, me.
Definitely.
For sure.
Who said "I love you" first?
I think it was.
I think it was me.
I think it was you.
I think it was me. Yeah.
Which is quite surprising because I would have
Yeah.
definitely put more money on me.
Who?
Like, love me, please.
Love me. Yeah, I'm like you.
Yeah.
Who loves Disney the most?
That's unfair.
Oh yeah, I don't think either of us could say that.
That's
But I think we
unfair.
do love different parts of Disney.
Yes.
What are your favourites?
Like I'm definitely more of a I know the movies sort of inside out.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
much more of a park.
I'm
person.
like parks, cruises.
yeah.
Like, I'm very much like the experience.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah, for sure.
I've not been to a Disney park since I was like
What?
little.
I thought you
Since
were
I was
just say
like
I've
8.
not been to a Disney park. I was actually going to be like, what is wrong with you?
Oh.
No, I
They-
get it. There's a lot of people there's some people that just love to hate Disney as well. And
But
I'm
I
like,
also think if you're a fan of Disney and you love Disney,
Yeah, yeah.
you've got to go.
You got to go.
Yeah. All right, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Disney cruises are killer as well.
yeah,
Are
they're
they?
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for real.
I might book a trip to Tokyo. Should we
Yeah.
go Tokyo?
Oh, I'd love to.
Just tell us when.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. 3 of us. Oh, you got a kid, haven't you?
Yeah,
4 of us.
4 of us.
Where's
Yeah.
Peach?
Yeah.
5 of us.
We'll do the pod out there.
Yeah.
We'll
Do
the
get
pod
the
out
whole
there.
crew out there.
On a
We'll
roller
go.
coaster.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Let's do that.
Can we go, lads? Who loves Christmas the most?
Me, because Carrie's the queen of Halloween.
I love Halloween.
Do you?
Yeah, really love it.
Like proper go for it.
Yeah,
Queen of Halloween, king of Christmas, yeah.
yeah.
Do you do the lights?
I've got 4-foot inflatable pumpkins that sit outside my house. I didn't do them this year though, sadly. But yeah, I've got a Halloween tree.
Have
as
you got
well.
a festive street, or is it just you and a load of blank houses?
It's us. It's literally just us.
Yeah, it's us really.
Yeah,
Especially for Halloween it is.
yeah.
Yeah, Carrie's queen of Halloween.
Who loves football the most?
Yeah, man.
Who loves musicals the most? Wow.
Yeah.
Well-rounded guy, football and musicals.
Mm.
But I'm a geek when it comes to musicals.
Yeah.
Proper.
Yeah.
You can ask him like in 1973 in
You
this
can't.
production of
You
that
can't ask me
show,
that. But I am. I
He
get
is like that.
I get very annoyed when people don't know who's written a musical or who's directed. I get really annoyed.
What was your mastermind? That's exactly what
Yeah.
Um. Oh, that's really good. I don't know. I'll probably say something like, I don't know, musicals from 2000 onwards, maybe. Or 2000, something like that. I don't know. I just used to be obsessed. I think when I was at college, because when you went, like, if you go to drama, we had like, at Guildford, we had like the GSA library, and you had like every single soundtrack. And you just became, with learning rap and stuff, you just sort of became obsessed with learning and finding out different composers and the way that different directors approach different things. So then what annoys me is when people go in for an audition and they don't know who the director is and they don't know who they just don't know what these people have done before. Because I think it's important.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's respectful to kind of know,
Do a little bit of research.
yeah,
before you
what
go,
you're going
yeah.
in
If you haven't-
for. And,
If you haven't done the work.
yeah,
when you turn up.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
then it's weird when people are a bit funny if they've, well, I don't know anything about it. I'm like, well, then why'd you do it then? And like,
Yeah, yeah.
give a bit of respect to the people that create stuff. Yeah.
Do you have a favourite musical, or is that like asking someone to pick between
Well, I mean,
the
I know
kids?
yours.
Les Mis is mine. I love
Yeah.
Les Mis.
Carrie would
So
fly
much.
the flag for Les Mis on the barricade every
Yeah.
night if she could. Yeah.
That show's
On
biggest
the
fan.
barricades
Yeah.
of freedom.
That's exactly it. Mine's probably, I'm an old classic, mine's probably West Side Story.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just think it's like, I think it's a work of genius.
Yeah,
Like,
it's great.
it's just a masterpiece. And
Leonard Bernstein, he wanted to be a classical composer because he
Yeah.
was the greatest conductor in the world.
Yeah.
And just so highly thought of. Everyone thought he was and I mean, he was a musical genius, but he was depressed his whole life that he couldn't write anything other than after West Side Story. He couldn't write anything else. He just was so scared of failure and, you know, like the fear of the blank page. You just
sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then also you've created arguably one of the greatest pieces of musical theatre of all time. So you've kind of succeeded. It might not have been in the world that you've...
That's part of your legacy.
You know,
I loved the Spielberg movie as well.
Yeah,
That was
unreal.
Really
incredible.
Unbelievable.
So good.
And Bradley Cooper was incredible in it. And
I feel like it's a bit of a dying art form, the movie musical.
Well,
Wicked's kind of brought that back a little bit,
has.
but the old glossy, you know, like the MGM kind of like full bright.
Because I think I have to be careful what I say when I say this. I think it's because, and Wicked is different because I think Wicked has cast, let's say, actors and actresses that have primarily done musicals before.
Yes.
I think when you've put, let's say, people that haven't had experience in that into a musical film, you sort of see the downfall in some ways of whatever side of the three that they don't have. Whereas the MGM movies, you had Eugene Kelly's, your Fred Astaire's, your Ann Miller's, your like, that's what they were there for. They were Broadway trained. And even when you had Frank Sinatra, who wasn't a dancer, who was taught by Gene Kelly how to dance.
Yeah.
He was one of the greatest voices of all time. And Judy Garland, the same thing. They might not have been dancers, but they came with other aspects of talent that it was faultless, you know. And I do think it's a shame, but I do some of the movies that, I mean, you know, Chicago. I think Chicago's one of the best movie musicals around.
So good.
Great.
And I think that cast were phenomenal. And Dreamgirls, I thought, was another great movie that came out. And there's been some hit and misses, but Wicked for sure. I mean, you can't deny that Johnny Bailey and Ariana Grande and Cynthia are just
They're
outrageous.
triple threats,
Outrageous. Yeah.
I think I know every single word to every single song of Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be my
But I mean,
mastermind.
gonna
but
say,
what
what's
a
your favourite
cast.
musical?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like that cast of that film, it's unreal. Eddie Murphy, Beyonce, Jamie Foxx, and you know
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah,
and
you
Nika
can't
Noni
go wrong.
Rose. Like it's
You can't go wrong.
crazy.
I just want to watch
Crazy.
Dreamgirls now. Not that it's very Christmassy, but
Yeah.
who is most likely to be Christmas shopping the day before Christmas? Immediate.
I'm organised.
See, I was convinced that was going to be Joel because you're the like post-its and the prepared for.
No,
I thought that would
I'm
like
also a mess.
no.
Me too.
Like, as a person, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Carrie is creatively here, incredible but mental. Like it's like
it's true.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, if I don't know what I'm doing, no, not for me.
Are you kind of like opposites attracting?
Yeah,
in that way.
completely.
Yeah.
I have to give Carrie a schedule sometimes. I have to put
For
everything
our
in our diary.
honeymoon,
Yeah, but
I
that
was given
because,
a colour-coded
yeah,
itinerary.
I was. That's really
I would
sad,
love
isn't it?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, but it was like because we had things to do. It wasn't like I went, we're going to eat breakfast at 8:00. It was like we had like things that we were going to go
Things
to.
that were booked in. Yeah.
So I gave her that because she didn't know about half the things we were doing because I said leave the honeymoon to me and I'll do it.
If I give you my email address, can you write me a colour-coded timetable?
He would.
Yeah. I'm like you. I respond really well to structure, but I can't implement it myself.
Yeah.
No, but like
That's
our
exactly what
honeymoon
I'm
was like our honeymoon was pretty cool because we kind of for me it wasn't.
It was amazing.
But like we did. So we
Where
went.
did you
to-
go?
We went to LA Disney.
Oh, sick.
We did LA Disney, but then we went to the Walt Disney Studios and visited like Walt's office and
Oh, I
did
love
really
that.
cool things like that. And his flat in LA that he built in the park.
But we also
Like
we
little
did
special
5 days in
things.
LA, then 6 days in Hawaii, and then 3 days in Vegas.
What a
Yeah.
honeymoon.
It was
That's proper.
It was
pretty
pretty
epic.
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some really cool things.
Who is most likely to cry at a film? I'm a film crier.
I've got
Yeah.
a heart of stone.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. It just takes a lot.
Mine is like an animal.
Yeah.
If I like watch Marley and Me,
Yeah.
You'll go.
yeah, because it's an animal. If it's a person, sometimes I'm like, oh well. Awful, isn't it?
No, I think most people are like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
You can
Oh.
deal.
I'm a bugger. I'll cry at anything. Mate.
It's
Me too.
I mean,
awful.
yeah.
In a film,
and
I can
like
sort of deal
Breeze
with.
would make me cry. Like
Yeah.
I honestly, I cry at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, me too.
I cried on the way here, thinking about taking Mabel to Disney.
Yeah, I tell you what, it
She
is.
sat on the train. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
I tell you what it is in film. So it's music.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
music is
Yeah.
what makes you emotional, I think. You know,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
John Williams, little fucker,
Oh.
he gets you. Little,
I've got the same
bugger.
accent. Oh.
Who? I think I know the answer to this. Who's tidiest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
gotta
by
be.
a long
ish,
shot.
but I
No,
wouldn't say
you
I'm
are.
tidy,
You are.
but I can do like controlled mess. Carrie is just mess.
Everything everywhere at all times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I walk into a room, then I leave it. I'm like, I've genuinely got no idea. I had no idea how this happened.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing
like
of Carrie,
like Hurricane Joe.
my favorite thing of Carrie is when she'll come down the station and be like, "Babe, do you know where I've put my earrings?" And I'll look at her and I'll be like, "You have 50,000 pairs of earrings in this house,
True.
and you leave them in the most ridiculous places. So I have no idea where
Yeah.
you've left those earrings, my love. Bless you."
Who is more likely to give the other a note?
Oh. I was going to say.
Oh, yes, we got one. Woo!
Because
If I say a line wrong, if I miss a line, you are the first one straight away. You are absolutely. I would never give you a note, and you know this. Not once. The only time is if you've ever asked me something to do with comedy.
Comedy,
That's the
yeah.
only thing you've ever asked me. If I get a line wrong, you are like,
I think that's always been our thing though, because we know what our strengths are. Mine is words.
you're a wordsmith.
His is comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think we note each other and the things that we're comfortable
Yeah.
noting each other.
Yeah,
on.
understand. Like Carrie
Yeah, that's
fair.
understands.
So I would never tell him how to do something funnier because I have no authority in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't.
No, you do. That's not true at all. I just think it's because I've played more comical
Yeah.
roles.
Yeah.
I think Carrie
That's
just feels
your
confident that she can
wheelhouse.
go, could I make this funnier or could I say this funny or whatever? Whereas Carrie's understanding of language and format of a context of a script is far more advanced than me because she writes as well. So she understands that more. Like sometimes I'll say a line, she'll be like, "Do you know what you're saying?" I'm like, "No." I think I do.
But
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between opinion and experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone can have an opinion on
Right.
anything, can't they? But if you've done something and experienced it, you're right. It's more valuable. It's more
Yeah.
worthwhile. You kind of
But we're actors, so I also think if you kind of can't take a little bit of constructive criticism, especially from your partner who's in the same industry,
Yeah.
there's a bit of a problem. You need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be able to just. They're trying to help you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're not trying to tell you how bad you are. They're trying to make you better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and like I always find it helpful to remind myself it's not about me.
Yeah.
Which
What? I'm so sorry.
I beg your pardon. Like, because it's easy to get touchy and caught up in what you're
Yeah.
doing, which is kind of normal in a way. You're kind of focused on your part. And
Yeah, of
It's also
course.
part of
what
our
you're-
job, though. We look
Yeah.
for adulation. That's
Yeah,
we
yeah,
look for
yeah.
we look for validation.
Validation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
And the minute you get some sort of constructive criticism or even negativity, you
Yeah,
feel like,
yeah.
oh,
It's a personal attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, silly.
Who is the most competitive at a Christmas board game?
You didn't even need to say the end bit. You just need to say
Who's most
competitive.
competitive,
really?
full stop. Yeah.
Yeah,
Carrie.
Which is why I don't take part in any games.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's a lie. That's why you host the Halloween quiz.
yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah,
I
yeah.
was taking part in the Halloween quiz, I'd be like elbows out, like ready to take it
She'd be like,
down.
they answered first, they answered. I'd be like, oh, she needs to calm down.
Yeah. So I don't like that side of myself, so I don't put myself in positions where that side of myself comes
And
up.
I find it hilarious. I just sit there and I'm like, let's go.
Apart from the color-coded scripts, I think me and you might have been separated at birth
Okay,
because
good
I
to
But
know.
am.
when you see that,
I'm
see
so
the rage, you're like, oh wow. You know, when
Yeah,
you're
the
like
redness
Hades
descends.
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
goes on fire.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I see that. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'm just like a pretty chill fella, really. I like having a laugh and just like mooching about and stuff.
Minute a quiz happens.
Minute a quiz
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
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 Excuse me. There are two mountain ranges actually that
Yeah.
separate Europe and Asia.
I love
I
that.
think you'll find.
I love that. I love a correction.
That's me.
Yeah.
I hate about myself though. It's like
Yeah, I
But
have
I do
to
love a
like
quiz.
just I like
Gotta rein it in,
I'll
haven't we?
watch it. I'll
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
the fun.
Who's most likely to have a video go viral? Carrie. Which
Part of a job.
yeah, yeah. That's a love. I tell you what, we've got some pros in here somewhere.
The only one I've got viral is me dance as the king.
It is a very good
probably
video.
about
though.
it.
It's a very good video.
So that was a much more elegant segue into the next chatty section than the last one. I tell you
Oh,
what,
it's fun,
we're
that game.
improving this
I like
week.
the
It's
game.
fun.
I like the game.
I might keep my hats on this time.
Oh, go on.
Oh.
It's,
Giving it king.
So YouTube is having a bit of a comeback. People are
Yeah.
like starting to watch it on their TVs like they
Yeah.
would a BBC or a Netflix or something like that. What do you think the power of YouTube and social media more generally is and has had on your careers and lives?
I think the reason people like it so much, whether they're creating or watching it, is the control.
Yeah.
People aren't being dictated what they should or shouldn't watch at any given time. It's the same with like Netflix.
Yeah.
People can watch whatever they want, whenever they want it. And with YouTube as well, it's kind of dangerous because there's so much sort of, there's not as much regulation with it. But I guess people like that. They like, watching, people do unboxing videos or, you know what I mean? There's a niche for everyone on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, social media it's been fascinating to watch, and how quickly it's happened, how theatre and social media have sort of met.
You were there early days, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you
completely by accident.
Yeah.
Like it was a total happy accident that I even got into making YouTube videos. I can't even remember why or how I sort of
Just for a
decided
laugh or-
to do it.
yeah.
I started off just making like covers, and the idea of vlogging wasn't really a thing back then. And I think even when I did start watching vlogs, I was like, oh no, I think I'd be too embarrassed to do that, or I think I'd be it'd be a bit cringy if I did that. But then just made lots of friends in that kind of world who were like, no, just give it a go. Like it's, being cringy is actually kind of what it's all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of started in it and snowballed, and this was around like 2011, and 2012 was like the year of YouTube. That was when it like all blew up.
Wow.
And the following year I got cast in Les Mis.
Off the back of...
No, just because I mean, Les Mis is one of those shows that we were literally talking about it this morning. Actually, Les Mis is one of those shows that the movie came out, I think, 2012. So there was no like more popular show in London at the time, because the big Hollywood movie had just come out. I think they just had the 25th anniversary as well, with like Nick Jonas and Matt Lucas and Alfie Boe and all of these massive names in it. So yeah, there was no show that needed.
But that was a time that's probably
Les Mis.
it's probably right when I can just like nip in a little bit. I think now we know you have a lot of people. You have a majority of people that some people are cast because of their social media following or whatever, not just because they have the talent, but also have a following. But when Carrie first started, I don't think people realised like you weren't allowed to film backstage.
Yeah, my
Like
camera.
when
was
we were
banned
first in
from
theatre, you
anywhere other
weren't
than my
allowed
dressing
to
room.
film costumes. Or the only things that the theatres or the shows ever allowed you to was what they controlled.
Yeah.
So the promotional material, anything like that, and then the minute that in your particular experience, like the minute that they found Carrie had a bit of a following, it sort of opened the door. So I always think that Carrie was one of the first sort of theatrical people that sort of pulled back the curtain backstage so you could see more things, because it was never like it was a. Like sort of like Broadway.com, they have the backstage thing.
Yeah.
None of that was happening at that time.
Well,
Yeah.
Les Mis' only like social profile was a Twitter account, and basically the password was handed to one cast member every week, and they would just do like Q&As or
Having a good time on the barricade.
that was kind of
Do you know what I mean? Flying the flag.
Yeah. And yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. John Caird, who's like one of the original directors of Les Mis, I think it was maybe my second, because I was in it for like almost 3 years. It was my second cast change. So this is around like 2014 going into the 2014-15 cast. I was just sat in the auditorium watching them, rehearse something. And he sat next to me and he said, oh, so I hear you've got this YouTube channel. And I said, yeah, it's going well. And he said, just out of curiosity, how many people are watching it? And at the time it was 250,000, which,
Right.
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
In, obviously in the grand scheme of things now, people have like millions of followers,
Yeah,
but 250,000 people.
Yeah.
Like
At that
how
time
many
was a
times would
lot.
you have to, sell out the Sondheim
Queen's.
Theatre, the Queen's
Yeah.
Theatre, in order to, amount that many people? And I remember I told him, and he looked at me for a couple of seconds and said, that's the population of some small countries.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the following week, I was called into the company manager's office and they said, you can film what you like. All of a sudden, the ban on my camera was lifted because he'd obviously had a word with someone and said, you need to let her film stuff and let her put this out into the world.
But what I would say now is I don't think there's, and I don't want to disrespect anyone when I say this, but I don't think there's as much caregiving as to what to show.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're just like, oh, just do anything, I'm like, yeah, but if you want to get fans into what you need to give them things that's going to hook them, like backstage tours all the time every year of a show. It's like once you've sort of seen it once, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be, you have to think of fresh new ideas to keep a show, especially like long running shows like your Wicked's and your Lamies alive. Like, you know, because once you've seen the Alphabet Dress, you've seen it. You know, so I think that's also what's hard for content creators and social media people in that theatre world, is that they have to try and make the same thing, rebrand it every time, and that is tricky. That is hard.
Yeah.
So before your ban was lifted, were you like sneaking about? Just
No,
like filming?
I was just making stuff sort of in the dressing room. That was as far as I was allowed to go. Yeah.
Still getting $250,000 on.
Well, I was just making videos about other stuff.
Yeah.
Like I
But
was
it
never
is-
really.
But it is interesting how some shows, not mentioning names, but how some shows are still sort of stuck in the dark ages with their social media, and how they don't realize that if they just bring it a little bit more into the 2020 world, they will probably get a little bit more interest, and also a younger generation enjoying that show.
Yeah.
Because especially when they've been going from the 90s,
Yeah.
all their content and all their promotional material, it's so dated.
Yeah.
That the minute you sort of, you know, let people sort of be a bit more involved, like, I mean, like Heather's being a show that you were part of. Like, Heather's was social media crazy and still is.
Yeah.
To this day, that's kind of how that show sold.
Yeah.
6, exactly the same.
And that's how a lot of shows,
You know,
are being sold now.
Yeah.
Because social media is so big, and it's, you know, sort of the way forward.
On a individual, personal, professional level, do you think that social media for a performer, for a creative, is it a necessity, or is it something you should only do if it's something you enjoy to do?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think having even just like a basic profile is helpful.
Yeah.
And, you know, not sort of like, and I think it's the difference between like having a profile on Instagram and being a content creator. Like they're two very, very different things. And I think everyone, you know, I think it's hard because I never want to tell anyone that they have to have a social media profile in order to perform. But it's, you know, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't helpful.
No,
even for just people Googling who you are.
I,
you know what I mean?
I can use a really good 2 examples in a very healthy way because we know him very well. But like you take Carrie and you take Jamie Moscato. Jamie admits that he's bad on social media. He's awful. But Jamie has a following because he's so fantastic and he's such a brilliant actor and he's been very successful in his career. But Jamie is on social media, so he'll promote whether he's doing a concert or a show or whatever. Whereas Carrie will actively do things on social media where it's talking about her life in theatre, whatever it is. So I still think it's important that you have a presence, but you have to enjoy making content. You know, and I'm sort of like that. I'll do the odd thing, but I won't be as dedicated as like Carrie will or Hannah Lowther will or Maddie Grace Jepson or people like that.
I've got a passion for making content in the same way that I have a passion for being on stage.
Like,
I really love it.
And
you have to have a love for it.
I really enjoy sort of piecing together videos, and I love, you know, sharing bits and pieces about my life and whatever. Like I think I've just been doing it for so long now that my life would feel weird without it.
I was part of a show very recently after COVID where the general manager said that social media doesn't sell. And I've never mentioned that general manager ever, but I'm here to tell them that you're wrong because social media absolutely help sell a show. How you use it is the skill. But you cannot, no one can tell anyone now that social media does not sell a show because that's just, you're stupid.
That's a mad thing
if
to
you
say,
don't, if you know, it's a big part now. But I do think there should be sort of not restrictions, but I do think people need to be clever in how to promote those shows on social media for sure.
This is kind of related to having a social media presence and whether it's a necessity or should just be something that you do if you enjoy it. But you guys have got really multifaceted careers. Joel, you've got your own theatre company. You're a really successful author. Do you think a diversified creative career is a necessity in the modern, like, creative climate? Or do you think it's something you should only do and branch out into if you're like, I just love writing, so I had to do it, or I just love theatre, so I really wanted to put my own shows together and put my own company together.
I only think it's a necessity for your own sanity.
Yeah.
Because I think theatre is so fickle, and you can never, even when you're at the top of your game, you can never guarantee that the next job's going to be lined up straight away. So what do you do in that interim?
Yeah.
And, I'm very, very lucky because I've managed to sort of monetize all of the things that I'm really passionate about doing and that I really love doing.
Yeah.
Which is, content creating and writing. Like those are things that I am massively passionate about, and so I'm very, very lucky that I get paid to do those things. So if the next theatre job doesn't come along and I do have a gap of 6 months to a year where I'm like, oh my god, how do I pay the bills and the mortgage? I can get some brand deals in with the content creation, or I can make sure that I'm writing and sort of earning the next sort of wave of money through the the contract that I'm currently on. So I think I just think it's necessary for your own brain and your own mental health to have something that you love that is also going to pay the bills.
I don't have that.
Do you not?
No, I mean, when you're talking about the theatre company was set up basically, I mean, I have to sort of thank my mum really, because she was the one that produced it. It was up north, which obviously, in Crewe is it's a bit cheaper than London, let's say.
Just a little bit.
But it's never cheap to put a show on. I mean,
Never.
even the amateur shows, you're looking at £40,000-50,000 to put an amateur show on. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of work. I did it with my mate Malcolm Forbes-Peckham, who's the MD of Phantom of the Opera, and we sort of started it like 13, 14 years ago. And I did it because in the area there wasn't enough for young kids who were into theatre. You had when I say this respectfully, the Amdram societies that were doing the Desert Songs and the shows that no one ever wanted to do. No one would ever do a Hairspray or a Grease or the ones that young kids kind of wanted to be dancing and singing, and no one ever did that. And that's where me and Malk sort of saw a gap there. We don't make any money from it. We never made any money. We used to do 8 shows a week. I used to drive back on a Saturday night, rehearse all day Sunday, come back down and do 8 shows a week. And I literally did that for before I met Carrie, I literally did that for 12 years.
Wow.
13 years, yeah. I mean, even when I did I was doing a show with Ross, we were doing Kiss Me Kate at the Crucible, and I'd opened Chitty at the Lyceum at Crewe, and I drove back 2 or 3 nights from when we started previews just to make sure that the show was up. But I didn't get paid anything for it. Petrol. I did it for the love of theatre. But I did it also because it was to create something is to have that opportunity. I'd love to do it professionally, to direct and choreograph. I love it. But I also know so many people who are good at it, but also I know enough actors that can do the roles brilliantly of shows that you want to do. And as long as you get a producer that believes in you and trusts you, and the opportunities are endless.
So we've got one daft little round before we sadly got to wrap up for today's show. So this was going to be overrated or underrated, but then we're like, we don't want to stop you from getting cast in any of these shows. So let's go with who's most likely to get cast in. So who is most likely to get cast in?
Okay. Oh, I'm just getting.
Oh,
gosh.
paddle.
Sorry.
I forgot about the paddles.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to get cast in Hairspray? Who's a more Hairspray?
Oh.
Probably me as Edna.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I think in about 15 years' time, I'll probably give myself an Edna Turnblad for sure, yeah.
Les Mis.
Oh.
Yeah. Phantom.
Oh, I don't think there's anything in
Giving it
White Christmas.
Yeah, it's because of the tap, probably.
Who's most likely to get cast in Singing in the Rain?
Oh, okay.
You'd be a good Cosmo.
I'd love to play Lena.
Lena, you'd be great, Lena. Yeah. Only because I'd auditioned for it recently. That's the only reason why I probably said me.
Sweeney Todd.
Both.
Both of us.
We both want to play
Sweeney and love it.
Yeah.
Give us Love It and Sweeney, and we will be there. Promise you, we'll be there.
Where's my camera? Love It and Sweeney.
We'll be there. We've never done Sondheim either, so we've always wanted to do Sondheim.
Wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, who would I be? The goat. No tar. As much as I love Wicked. No tar. Thank you.
Hercules.
Oh, so close.
6. Yeah.
I'd be a super swing, all six
You would
queens.
be fantastic.
Into the Woods.
Both
of us.
and Baker's Wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dream roles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be, yeah.
I love to.
Everyone's talking about Jamie.
As who? Who'd I be?
I
One of the
don't know,
drag
but I
queens. Probably. I think give Carrie 15 years. I think she'd be a great Jamie's mum for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
she'd be
forgot
brilliant.
about that role actually.
Brilliant.
Chicago.
I mean, you've been in it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
With Amos
Amos.
Hart, yeah.
I sound so happy, don't I?
No, no.
I think Carrie would be a great Roxy though.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Both.
Yeah, both of us.
But
But
Carrie
I want
wa-
to be the dentist.
Carrie wants to be the dentist.
You'd be brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah,
brilliant.
to play the dentist.
And
I'd love to see them all.
just because of your passion for Halloween, even though this is a Christmas show, finally, last but by no means least, Beetlejuice. On the fence.
Yeah.
So,
Great show.
Such a good show.
Great show.
we're coming towards the end of today's podcast. Before I ask you my last little question, I just want to say thanks so much for being here
Thanks
with
for
us
having
today.
us.
Thank
We've had the best
you.
time. Thanks for having us.
But just to wrap us up, as surely as night follows day, what comes after Christmas but New Year's? Have you got any dreams or goals or things in your life that you'd like to achieve that you kind of got your eye on for 2026?
Another job.
Ooh.
Chicago?
No, not yet. Sorry, Chicago.
There's a story there, and I'll get that off camera.
I don't know really.
You've got Waitress.
I've got Waitress
got
coming
Waitress,
up.
haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really
That's
excited
really
about
exciting.
that. And had a taste of touring with, whilst being a parent. With Calamity Jane this year. And so we learnt a lot of lessons on that tour. There were a lot of, plans that we had that just didn't happen because you can't account for, how, our daughter was going to react and how
Yep.
we were going to react.
You
And,
don't know until you
just have no idea. So I think we've got a lot more sort of knowledge going into this tour. And it's a much shorter tour as well. I'm only doing 12 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think we've got a lot more knowledge and wisdom now with regards to touring that we can implement this time. So I think, just my hopes are sort of figuring out another tour, like having another stab at it, basically.
Yeah, we've got, you're only doing 12 weeks. So it's not, we did 9 months. So 12 weeks compared to 9 months is a walk in the park.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, there's no real big secrets, but me and Carrie we have a lot of talks trying to do something together, trying to write something together.
Yeah.
Just because I think, you have your generic shows that come in your auditions or whatever, but sometimes to try and create something new is really exciting.
Yeah.
So we're having quite a few conversations with various people to see if that's a possibility.
And I think we've got to the point in our lives and our careers where we would just like to sort of have
a bit more control.
Yeah.
Which is really hard because I'm not saying like everyone does, it's not. But I think we're lucky that we've got a bit of a CV that we can kind of go, okay, maybe we can approach some people up at the top that
And
might
I also
consider.
think that you just spend so much of your career feeling like you have to go down those traditional routes and you have to be asked to audition and you have to
wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
But I feel like
we're in a very fortunate position to do that, and we understand that. But also, it's not just us two, but a lot of other people have amazing careers in the industry, and they've worked hard for those careers. So, when you do get to a point where you feel like maybe I can have the conversation with some of the people in the boardroom that might, give us a shot at something, then why not?
And I think you see lots of other people as well, like the team behind Operation Mincemeat, which is people passionate about theatre who wrote this incredible show.
Yeah.
And it's won
and
everything.
now, it's won all, and I think that when you see people sort of paving the way and taking things into their own hands, you get really inspired by it. And I think we're definitely there.
We're there.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So,
Watch
watch the
this
space.
space.
Yeah, it's cool.
Carrie and Joel, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate it. You don't have to, but if you fancied it, give us a follow. Lots of love, and we'll see you on the next one.